All right. Hey, American Prepper here. I'm gonna try and keep this one short. It's gonna be more on the economic side. Well, so is the last one. This channel is gonna be, I wanna talk about things that are, hold on, check this guy out. Let's see, where is he? Oh, I can't zoom on this way. Whatever, there's an armadillo out there. Anyhow, there's so many channels out there about like what to buy, what to do, and some of that's good. But that is not what I want to be all about. There's plenty of people doing that. The reason why, I've sat on my hands for so long and not said anything in a channel like this, in a venue like this, is I don't want to just add to the noise. I don't want to do it for myself so that I can feel good about being cool, or I've got a YouTube channel. I know what's going to happen next. That is not at all why I'm doing this. I just feel like it's gotten to a point where I have to speak up. God's blessed me with just some vision of what's to come for literally decades now. And he's been so good and so faithful in preparing a way for my family and I. And I just want to share that message with you. I don't want to share anything more than that, but I want to be obedient in sharing what he's put on my heart. That's just meaningful, important, necessary to know, actionable items. And it really, these videos aren't going to be necessarily like, oh, do this and this is going to save you. It's not going to be about necessarily a gear review or a product to buy on Amazon. That's just not what I want to do. But conceptually, philosophically, relating to our faith as Christians, I just want to be obedient in sharing the things that might actually matter. And today is going to be quick. I know we're already 2.5 minutes into this, but it's going to be quick. And I want to just remind people, if you're not already aware, that you know how the news will say like, well, such and such says we're not in a recession, or such and such says this. We're not there yet. We're going to have a soft landing. And actually, let me back it up, right? Initially it was like, inflation's not a big thing. It's going to be 2%, 3%, 4%. Don't worry, not a thing. Okay, inflation's here. It's 6%, it's 7%, it's 8%. Okay, inflation does need to be dealt with. Okay, so on and so forth, right? Over the span of a year. So something we need to exercise ourselves in is being at the front, like trusting in our own knowledge and research, and not the people on Fox News or anywhere else. If you're seeing the things that tell you, many of us are positioned to be aware, to be hyper aware of these things, that we don't need an expert. Remember, the economists are the last ones to acknowledge a recession is here, because they measure past data. They look behind us and say, yes, recession. But by then, any meaningful ability for you to have prepared for that is long gone. And I promise you that the rich and powerful, they were preparing at the first hint. They were moving their money, their resources. They were managing their families and kingdoms, so to speak, accordingly. They were not waiting for an economist or a talking head to tell them that the recession is here, or, oh, the recession's actually going to be a deep recession. Oh, wow, this is going to be a depression. Oh, wow, this is going to be the collapse of a currency. Oh, wow, this is the end of the dollar. Oh, they're preparing well in advance, but they are absolutely, those talking heads, those economists, those newspaper articles, online news, whatever, They are absolutely there to delay you, to delay your response, to pacify your action, to say, it was good today, it'll be good tomorrow. I'm going to watch the game. Just going to enjoy another Sunday of football. Don't get me wrong. Football's awesome. It's all there to pacify you so that your money's still on the table, so that your money's still in the market, so that you haven't made a plan B, so that it's you that fills the coffers of the losses and not them. So I just want to encourage you. It's okay to be out front, and you're going to stick out when you're out front because everyone else is not there yet. You're going to sound different. You're going to be behaving differently, and it may be uncomfortable. It's not going with the flow. It's not, and that might be different for some people. Some people have maybe been doing that for years. Some people this might be brand new to, but that's why I want to do this. Say it out loud. It's encourage you if you're that person. I got this little guy at my feet. I want to encourage you and remind you that it is okay to be different. It is okay to stick out like a sore thumb. It is okay even to be mocked, but when the time comes and you made some moves, I don't know whether that's your portfolio, I don't know whether that's where you put your family geographically, I don't know whether that's changing jobs, starting businesses, I don't know. That's for you. I believe in your gifts and abilities that God gave you to manage your life better than I could manage your life or that anyone else could manage your life. But the fruit of that will show. The blessing of being willing to be different, being willing to be doing what others aren't doing will show. And our family, this is all a testimony to God. I claim no pride or profit over it myself. But God has been so good. And we just have such a testimony of leaning into God's goodness and God's preparing a way for us. And him just like our eyes and minds just being blown open wide of like, we could not have imagined what was coming. And yet God knew, and yet he was calling us into these things. All we had to do was be obedient, lean into it, go with his flow, which is, as we know, is not the world's flow. It's going to look funny. It's going to look opposite. It's going to look when everyone else is going, we're at the top of the market. The stock market's never going to go down. It's amazing. And we're going, yeah, we're not investing in that right now, because it's, record highs is not the time to, you're right. Like just those things, just God leaning into what God has called us to do. And then watching the testimony, the fulfillment of his goodness, of his plans come to fruition, and just going like, oh, my goodness, like I couldn't have imagined that, couldn't have dreamed it up, couldn't have possibly come up with a plan that, amazing. And yet he does it over and over again. So just be bold. Be the individual that God made you. Lean into the gifts that he gave you. Lean into the things that he's given you to steward. Ask for his will in these things. Ask him to go before you and prepare a way. Ask him to give you the courage, if that's what you need, to step out and be different. But I promise you, if there's one thing I will say, is that this is a time in history to be different. Like, if you haven't realized it, going with the flow and following the narratives has served no one. Like, no one. So that's what this video is. That's what the tip of the day is, if you will, is, be bold, be confident, not in yourself, but in your God and the talents and gifts and blessings he's given you, and that he has an individual specific plan for you, and just accept that, embrace that, and then watch God's goodness and protection unfold over you and blossom over you and your people, your camp, your tribe. It's all good. It's all good. When we're walking with him, we have nothing to fear. We have nothing to fear. So, yeah, that's all I'm going to say today. I appreciate your time, and I look forward to chatting with y'all again soon.